It's a tough, tricky situation because you don't want to throw your competitor underneath the bus. And what happens when you do that is they tend to do the same thing to you. And so it really just starts a vicious cycle. But you do have to make sure that they're aware of the issues that they have with their system, because once you do that inspection, once you put your hands on it, that tag tells it now you own that. And so if something happens or it doesn't work properly, that's your liability. So it's a very important thing. It's a tricky thing to do, and you got to make sure you present it the right way to the right person. And a lot of times our technicians are dealing with the supervisor or the manager and not the owner. And so I prefer my guys not to say something to those people, but to come back to me and allow me to go to the ownership and kind of go through the process. Wow, 2024. It's interesting. I think back to COVID, and we kind of all thought that was going to be a 3-month flu. And here we are today, and COVID's not nearly as rampant as it was, obviously, but the effects of it are still here. And the labor pool has been greatly reduced, and it's a struggle trying to find technicians and good technicians. And so that whole thing of trying to get good people and get them trained properly is going to be the biggest challenge I see going forward. Really, I think the code changes and whatnot are pretty much the way they've always been. It is going to be interesting, though. When I first came into the industry a long time ago, the addressable systems were just coming out. And so we used a lot of relay type systems. And so technology really took a step forward in the first few years I was in the industry. And I expect that technology is going to take another jump here in the next few years. And I don't quite know what that is at this point, but I think that technicians are going to have to become more technically literate. I would say technology is the best thing you can do to increase your productivity. We've been using GPS and whatnot, but apps and those kind of things and iPads and cell phones are really becoming a big deal, so that you get that information instantly. And what it allows you to do also is to bill your customer once the job is done, instead of bringing in and waiting for the technician to come in with paperwork, a couple days later, and then to go through that process. So you can get all that electronically. There's no more filing cabinets. You can do it all electronically. So I think technology is really the thing that's coming. So in the fire life safety business, it's driven by licensing and certifications. And so you can't just randomly choose what you want to do. It really is based on your experience. So for instance, in the state of Florida, in order to get a dealer license to do fire extinguishers, you have to have had a permit for 4 years. And so that kind of directs you in what direction you can go and what services you can add. Now you can always hire people with those certifications and licenses for your business. But that really is the direction that you have to go. And for me, I like being a one-stop shop. So the more things that you can do for a customer, I think it benefits the customer and your business.